guess what, guys? It's raining today. That means we are above zero. The sap has been flowing for the last few days. We're going to take our food grade Canadian Tire buckets that we got, and we're going to go collect our maple sap.
Okay, so we finally made it out to the maple trees. That walk was not fun. The snow is super deep. And with all the rain we've had the last 2 days, you fall through, and it's easily up to here when you fall into a hole. But we're going to collect the sap that's in the buckets now because we're supposed to get some more warm weather next week, and we want to just empty them out so they're fresh. So let's take a look and see what we have in this one. This one's got about a quarter in it. We're going to just dump it into our 5-gallon buckets here. That over there. This one's got a little less in it, but that's okay. We'll take whatever we have. And let's have a look at this one over here. Snow is super soft, so you have to be very careful of your footing. As you can see, my cameraman keeps falling. This one's got about a quarter of a bucket in it as well. Okay, so the thing about the sap buckets, we put them up when the snow was about here, and we were standing on top. As the snow is melting, the buckets are getting higher. Hopefully we can still reach them. Trying not to spill it. Now this is the one we checked yesterday that was really good, so this clump of trees we're hoping has a lot of syrup in them. This one's actually pretty good for only putting it up yesterday. Let's see, how did this one do? Oh, that's not bad, actually. It's quite a lot in that bucket. The reason that I'm wearing boots and not snowshoes, I came out here yesterday with snowshoes and it was way worse. The snow was soft, so I was falling in the holes with the snowshoes and getting caught, and it was even harder to get out.
Whoa! That was a deep one.
That was a deep hole. We're having fun.
So we're ready to start boiling our maple sap. We got about 4 to 5 gallons in our 2 buckets here. We've got a 30-pound propane tank. We picked up this Mash King 18-gallon pot. We also have a 2-burner, which puts out about 75,000 BTU per side. When we're done that, we're gonna strain it in our coffee filters in our finishing pot, which we're just gonna do on this little camp stove here. We'll put a link in the description down below to all this stuff that we're using, so if you guys wanna check it out, you can have a look. It might take a while to actually filter about 5 gallons of maple sap through these little coffee filters. Like I said, next year we're going to be making some changes. We'll get a better filter system so I can pour quicker. But for now, we have these cheap coffee filters, and that's what we're going to use to get the job done.
They work. They're from Costco. We bought, I think it was a 500 pack for $7.99 or something.
Maybe a 500 pack? Maybe 400? I don't know.
It's cold because it's maple sap that just came from a tree.
It's very cold on my fingers.
You're doing a great job, Vanna. As you guys can see here, my assistant Vanna White, she's showing you the filters that we're using to filter our maple sap.
Okay, 4.
And what does your sweater say?
It says smile more.
That you have to do while you're making maple syrup. You have to smile more.
Okay, so we're just about 3.5 gallons after we filtered everything. We're gonna get it lit and we're gonna start boiling.
So we got about 3¼ gallons. It's about 12:30 here, our time right now. Let's see how long it takes to boil this down before we transfer it into the smaller pot for finishing. So we've been boiling down for about half an hour. We're up to the optimal temperature for boiling. I figure a couple more hours and we should be able to transfer the sap into the final pot to finish the boiling process.
Okay, so after 2.5 hours of boiling, we've got down to just under, I'd say maybe a liter is what we have left. We're gonna go ahead and strain this and pour it into our finishing pot, and we're gonna finish up our maple syrup. Okay, so this is the pot we're gonna finish off our maple sap in to turn it into maple syrup. We're gonna strain it before we put it in this pot, and then we'll get it finished. Okay, so now that we have our maple sap into our finishing pot, what we're going to do is we're going to bring it up to a boil, and using a candy thermometer, we're going to stop it once it gets 7 degrees past its boiling point. Okay, so our sap is now boiling, and we're going to let it go 7 degrees above this temperature, which is about 95. And then we will take it off, and it will be done. Okay, so we've been boiling our finished sap on this pot here. It's almost 7 degrees past boiling. It's just about at the line. We're gonna give it a couple of seconds and then we're gonna pull it off and it will be good to cool down. Once it cools a little bit, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and strain it a couple more times just to make sure that there's nothing left in there. And we are good to take it off. I'm gonna turn this off. And our sap has now become maple syrup. We're gonna let it cool down a bit and we're gonna strain it a couple of times. So we went from 3.5 gallons down to almost 3 cups of syrup. So we're gonna strain the syrup into a measuring cup. Let's see if we can't strain out some of the little floaty pieces. Now it's gonna be super thick, which is perfect. That's what we want. And here is our final result. 2 cups of super pure filtered Canadian maple syrup. We are very, very excited to try this. I think maybe we'll have to make some pancakes for breakfast tomorrow and try out our syrup that we made here on the farm. So it took us 3 days of collecting sap, about 3 hours of boiling it down, 3.5 gallons of sap gave us 2 cups or 16 ounces of syrup. I hope you guys all enjoyed watching our video of how we collected and made our syrup today. Make sure you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you're notified every time we post a new video. And as always guys, thanks for watching.